Hello and welcome to the Vaughn vlog. I'm your host Vaughn Fry. I'm awesome, and this time I'm going to be talking about video games. So if that's not a topic that amuses you, please find another one of my videos and check that out. The rest of you, come with me. Lately I've been playing quite a bit of Street Fighter 4 on the 3DS. Pretty cool game. Problem is, I also picked up Pilotwings Resort at launch. It's been a while and I haven't reviewed it. Few reasons why. First of all, there's 3 vehicles in this game. I thought it would be fun to take an airplane and fly around through the volcano and stuff on this island. Well, that's the problem. You take a airplane. There's one airplane in a game called Pilotwings. And that's disappointing. Like, it seems to me that by now we should have a multitude of vehicles and all kinds of stuff. There's really not a lot to this game. It's a tech demo, and I believe it was like $40 freaking dollars. I've hardly played, and I'm through about half of it. There's some challenge. The first time around looking at the island, it's not beautiful. It's like a Nintendo 64 island. Your characters, they've got this new Mii sort of art style to them, and the whole island's like that. It's very vague, a lot of bright colors, less detailed than even latest Mario incarnations, and I just don't feel that all that blown away, really. It's like a save your money kind of thing. If I had to give it a score, I'd give it like a 6.8. I think it has good intentions. $40 worth of good intentions? Probably not. It should have been some kind of downloaded content for maybe 10 or 15 bucks. You could get your money's worth out of it then. But 3 vehicles, I mean, you got a jetpack, a hang glider, and an airplane. And you fly each of them once, and that's about as much fun as you're going to have with them. So, not doing a review for this one. Sorry if you've been waiting for that. Other news, I've been watching a long play of a game online called Policenauts. This came out like in '94 for, I think it was only in the Japanese market, and it was on like the PlayStation. And it's by Hideo Kojima. And in case you didn't know, which if you're watching still, you probably know he's the creator of the Metal Gear saga. Sweet games. Some of my favorite. Some of you know that already. If you didn't, now you do. Thing is, this is a game he made between Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid. And this is in '94. And he's sort of going a little bit above what the technology was capable of. It's an adventure title. If you aren't familiar with the adventure titles, there are some games that came out mostly in the 90s that concerned characters not doing particular actions. It's more like a crime novel. You're a detective, you go around, you solve some mysteries, there may be a puzzle, you progress, and you have to click around with the mouse or whatever until you find the data you need to input codes or whatever. Hideo's games, particularly Metal Gear Solid, there was some criticism when that first came out that it was more like a movie than a video game. And that's because you spend a lot of time watching it, going through cutscenes. You sort of brought the actions together to trigger the cutscenes to progress the story. I didn't really complain about that. I can see where there's reasons you'd want to complain because it does take the game out, but the gameplay elements were, just absolutely phenomenal. So there really isn't much to fault there. It was a hybrid sort of genre thing. I enjoyed it a lot. Most of you did too. This game is much more a movie than a game, or rather a book. You're going to be reading a lot of text. You basically play the role of Riggs from Lethal Weapon, except you had some kind of astronaut space dilemma thing, and you sort of froze in time for like a while. It was like 20 years or something. and your wife is now old as she left you and stuff, and you're still a young guy. You have to investigate some stuff, and it's pretty cool. If the cool thing about this to me really is there's two things mostly. First of all, YouTube lets us see people play these entire games that I never had a chance to play when they came out. Policenauts, I didn't know anything about it till '98 when I'm playing Metal Gear Solid and I see a poster on the wall and I think, Policenauts, that looks kind of cool. What's that? Oh, it's on the PlayStation? It's in Japan? Well, screw that. So it's something I've been wanting to play, and now I can see other people play it, and I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so it's nice that we've got people making these videos that get to the point, they show you the whole game without a lot of screwing up. You know, I would have taken a lot more time pointing around not knowing exactly what to do, but these people are going through it properly. So that's very cool. YouTube now, you know, theoretically you don't even have to play video games anymore. People post all the endings online, so you don't have to earn them. You just be like, well, I want the good ending to that game. Click, boom, you're watching it. Yeah, that feels a little cheap. I know back before they had the internet, you had to like virally understand codes. Like everybody knows where the first extra life is in Super Mario Brothers, and it's odd that everybody knows that. But if there was vital things to a game back in the late '80s, you were screwed. Okay, you needed to get like Tips and Tricks magazine to just figure out a few things, to get some hints. Other than that, I mean, you were just up a creek, really. And so it's nice that I'm finally able to experience some of these games through YouTube. That said, there's some interesting things going on here. I like the anime style, and some of the cutscenes do evoke the full anime characteristics, and the animation and all that's really good stuff. But there are some times where it gets really stale when you have to click through the text, and it's not very natural. The pace is slow. Right now I'm on close to hour 3, and that was even a few days ago. I haven't really found the time to get back into it, but it's a compelling story. Even though it's in the future, it's interesting how people in the mid-90s thought the future was going to be. Case in point, the iPhone screwed up everything in our society. Okay? It has pretty much rendered all movie plots completely useless. And I'm going to be seeing Scream 4 soon, in a few hours, technically Friday. It's Friday right now. And I'm going to be reviewing that, and I might get some sleep between now and then. But I have a feeling that in 1996, the actions going on were more plausible when people didn't have cell phones, and they couldn't call for help at any time. Now, if you watch movies nowadays, people are always running out of battery on their phones just as they're about to get killed. Real convenient. It's almost like the killer has an EMP device and he's like zapping people's electronics. Because that's what has to happen. If you have an iPhone, pretty much everybody I know has an iPhone. Except I'm rocking the Palm Pre. It gets you out of all kinds of trouble. You got Google Maps, I mean, all sorts of stuff. There's like no way you can really get in serious trouble these days. And movies, you know, somehow people in movies don't have iPhones, I guess. Anyways, back to the game. The police spend all their time out here in this colony. They're inside the precinct. And they're like, yeah, well, with computers, we can monitor everything around here. We never even have to go anywhere. Okay, at the time, the internet's popping up, okay? So, 95, this is when Bill Gates had, like, close to $100 billion. Which, if you didn't know, back in 1995, was a lot of money. These guys are at the computer all the time. They don't have to go around doing police work. Nowadays, the computer is with you. You don't have to go to a building to use a computer. You're on assignment and you're connected. That's something this game isn't really grasping as far as mobile technology. So it's interesting to me whenever you look back at the past trying to be the future. what they got right and what they didn't. So that's the Vaughn vlog for today. I'm still waiting for an answer from the Charlie Sheen people, and I've played some Pilotwings, mostly focusing on Street Fighter, still getting things done. I'll see Scream 4, let you know what I think about that. Peace.